Good morning and welcome to Unity Way Church. We are so happy that you have joined us this morning, and we just know this is going to be a blessed Sunday, not only for us as a congregation, but for anyone who watches this service, because we have remembered who we are, spiritual beings. I'd like to open our service with an affirmation, and this is from July 1942, and this is from Daily Word. It is, God is with me. Through him, I am radiant and successful. Let's just breathe into that truth. We are the expression of God right here and right now. And through this truth, we are radiant and we are successful, which means when we put our mind and our heart and our soul into any activity as a Christ being, we are guaranteed that we will be successful. So let's again breathe into that truth and let's claim it, because that's what our divinity is. We affirm as good true students, there is only one presence and one power, God the good, the omnipotent, and we know that we live in a field of radiant energy and radiant light. So let's breathe again and realize that we are divine from head to toe, and our aura truly is not only a field of light, but a field of all possibilities, and we create that field. So if you believe that truth with me this morning, I invite you to please use the mantra we use here at our church, which is, thank you, God, and so it is, amen. The daily word for today is faith. The affirmation is, I invest my faith only in possibilities for good. And before we go into the daily word, I just want to connect up and sync up with Silent Unity back at Unity Village, with also where you are presently and where I am presently here at the church, and wherever you may be listening, knowing that we live in a field of creative energy, and wherever we are, God is. There's no separation in omnipresence. So we are supporting Silent Unity, but we're also supporting ourselves. So let's hold that truth dear in our soul as we go forth and read this powerful daily word. The parable of the talents in the Gospel of Matthew tells the story of a wealthy man entrusting sums of money to 3 of his servants before leaving on a journey. When the man returns, he praises and rewards the 2 servants who, through wise investments, have doubled the funds to them. A 3rd servant who, acting in fear, hid the money entrusted to him, received no reward. The divine faculty of faith that is part of my spiritual inheritance is more valuable than money. I invest my faith wisely by believing and trusting that possibilities for good are present, even where good has not yet manifested, and I act on that belief. My positivity is directed faith, and it brings rich rewards and a consciousness of truth. And from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 21. You have been trustworthy in a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. Powerful thought. And if you'd please join me with the affirmation. I invest my faith only in possibilities for good. And now, before we get into our lesson, a little bit of humor, which is always good for the soul. And I'd like to share this doggy truth with you. And it's, hi, my name is Stop That. But sometimes they call me Get Back Here. So I know how you love humor. It's all good. We need to relax, and humor is the best way to allow ourselves truly to absorb the truth. This morning, we're going to be talking about calling in the cavalry, a cavalry mindset, which is really the way we can look at truth, that when we are being bombarded by negativity or negative corrosive thoughts, we can call in our own truth cavalry, and they can come in and help us weed out and disperse negative thinking, negative feelings, and anything that is not for our highest good. Growth is acknowledging the unknown and still jumping forward. This morning we're going to be talking about moving forward. Spirit is always in motion. Spirit is always in circulation. We also need to be moving forward in our mind and our hearts as we go deeper into the understandings that we individually perceive as we go forth in truth. But first, I'd like to define cavalry. It's an army component mounted usually on horseback. Cavalry soldiers are usually on very strong horses, and they're used, and I like this, to break up enemy formations. Small, light, fast horses were used to scout, to patrol, and pursue. To be an overcomer, which is a cavalry consciousness, we must face our life situations head on. And that's why I like this idea of calling in the cavalry, because this cavalry is within our own consciousness. We could call it the Christ mind. But this morning we're calling it the cavalry, knowing that we can call it forth and to disperse any negativity, any place in our life where we feel fear or we feel that we're not being treated right. The cavalry is in charge of breaking up the enemy formations, and what they do is what happens is when they break up these enemy formations or these groups of people or troops, they all flee, and that's really what we want. So calling in the cavalry is described as an agency or a quickening consciousness that unexpectedly appears on the scene decisively and quells and disputes any quarrels by an overwhelming force. How would we like to have the cavalry come into our consciousness when we're in a frustrated place, or we're dealing with not only frustration, but maybe some depression? Let's call in that cavalry within us, and it's made up of our truth teachings. I'd like to share a quote from you, this is from Mark Chernoff, and it says, "Happiness doesn't start with a relationship, degree, job, or money. It starts with your thinking and what you tell yourself today." So this morning, I would invite you to reflect, what are you telling yourself today? Is this going to be a good day? Is it going to be a happy day? Or is it going to be a lousy day? Or is it going to be a day and a time where you call in your own Christ cavalry and they come on in and they disperse these negative thoughts and energies and they scatter so you can reclaim your divinity? What is in our control is our thinking and expectations. So who's doing the thinking within your mind? Is it the cable news channels? Is it the newspapers you read? What kind of expectations are you really, really longing for? Because expectations is related to faith. We usually, almost 99% of the time, get what we expect. So if we expect failure, that's exactly what we will receive in truth. We expect folks to be honest with us, and we are honest with them. So again, how are your relationships? Are you truly authentic in all your relationships? And I'm not talking about just relationships with family and blood. I'm talking about all the relationships with anyone that you come in contact with, whether you speak to them verbally or you just give them eye contact. How are you showing up? Are you showing up as an authentic Christ being? If not, I'd invite you to call in some of the cavalry, some of the truth that you know. Call in some denial and affirmations and know that they truly can scatter any kind of energy that's not working for us. So what we need to do this morning is know truth, be God, be the God presence. Remember our victories and how we can achieve them continually. Life is more than just one victory. We are here to be victorious. We are here to live in a victorious consciousness. That's a cavalry consciousness. We're not here to be victims. Again, victims have no power. Victims are victims of circumstance, and that truly goes against what we stand for as truth beings. Dorothy Allison says, "Things come apart so easily when they have been held together with lies." Oh, I love this. How much of your life has been held together by maybe not 100% lies, but some half-truths, mixtures? I think it's very important, and I know it's important as we go on this journey, and we grow truly as true students, that we're honest with ourselves first, and we're honest in all of our relationships. There's nothing wrong with being authentically honest. And that does not mean we have to be cruel. It does not mean that we have to speak out of turn. But it means we need to be honest. And living in a Calvary consciousness, I believe that's truly an honest consciousness to live in. So, we need less life baggage. So how much baggage are you carrying around? I will tell you, if you're carrying around a lot of baggage, some of your cavalry horsemen and horsewomen are going to be a little bit slow to get to you from the hills because you're carrying a lot of baggage that no longer serves you or them. So let's drop it. Let's cut those things. Let's cut what binds us to limitation and lack. What happens, though, is that when we have a cavalry mindset, it affects our ego or our Adamic mind, because many times our ego bites off more than it can chew. It wants us to be judgmental. It says we have a right to be angry. It says we have a right to expect and expect and expect. And I'm here to say, take a deep breath. I'm not saying that you do not deserve to be treated fairly and accurately in everything that you do, but it doesn't mean you have to have an attitude or an edge about it. See, nothing is out of our mental control. That is pure 100% metaphysics. Nothing is out of our mental control. We control what is going on. We control the cavalry that we have within our own lives. We do that. No one else is doing it to us. To maintain a cavalry mindset, we need to refocus on what is going on in our life, and we need to start dancing to the orders of new attention. Where's your attention this morning? Again, are you focused on positive things or negative things? Where are you in consciousness? Because where you shed that light, where you put your focus and your concentration on, we know that energy expands. So let's put it in positive ideas, positive thoughts, and positive images. From 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 21. Some of these people have missed the most important thing in life. They don't know God. Our entire journey depends on understanding our divinity, and the only way we can understand the divinity within us is to have a relationship with this God presence, and that it's one filled with love, that is one of worthiness. Because if we have a vengeful God that is upset or seems to have some bad days or needs a little bit more medication, that's not the God we're talking to. That's not the God we should be talking to. We need a higher concept of what this God energy is, because our relationship truly depends on that truth. You see, it's easy to feel sorry for ourselves, and it's easy to feel at times in our life as victims. We all have times where we feel that we were shortchanged. My mantra this week is call in the cavalry. Call in your truth understandings. Open up lessons in truth. Open up some truth material and chew on it. Swallow it and allow your consciousness to assimilate it into your life. And then you will truly show up with a cavalry consciousness. This is an opportunity to overcome. When we take charge, we are connected. We are connected, not only connected individually to this world and this planet in which we live and move, but we are also significant. How significant do you feel you are this morning in your own life? If you do not feel you're significant in your own life, I'm here to tell you a lot of other people in your circle are not going to see you as significant either. You have to believe in yourself. And again, I'm not talking about an ego believing. I'm talking about a belief that you are worthy of good. You're worthy of health, and you're worthy of prosperity. So what I would suggest you do is call in the cavalry. Call in your Christ understanding, your highest Christ understanding for today, and let them ride in and truly disperse negativity or anything that is unlike your true divine nature. No one understands us. How many times have we said that? No one understands what we're going through. Oh, we're just in a battle all by ourselves. It's not true. Call in the cavalry. If you know who you are, your truth is there to support you every step of the way. I think about being in this situation with this coronavirus. We're going through a change. We're going through some, quote, difficult times, but we know that we will get on the other side of it because we have truth and we have the light of truth behind us. And we can call in all the cavalry within our highest understanding to support us every step of the way. So let's not hide in a cave. Let's truly mount up and let's call in the divinity. Let's call in the thought people. Let's call in the tribes, metaphysically, the clusters of thoughts or city folks, because all of our thoughts are held together in clusters. If those clusters of thought people are not truly adhering to a truth understanding, they need to disperse. They're no longer welcome here. Again, life is not conspiring against us. No one's out to somehow sabotage your life. What you did is maybe what you deserved because that's where you were in consciousness yesterday. But today's a new day. Today is a new dawn. Today is a new understanding. Today we can accept and we can put on the shoes of understanding and truly live the life we have come to live, which is joy, absolute joy. I'd like to share a story with you. It's about the cavalry. The cavalry is calling. The phone rings and a little boy answers, whispers and says, "Hello?" The cavalry says, "Is your mother there?" Boy whispers, "Yes." The cavalry says, "Can I speak to her?" Boy whispers, "She's very busy." The cavalry, "Is your dad there?" Boy whispers, "Yes." The cavalry, "Can I speak to him?" Boy whispers back, "No, he's very busy." Cavalry, "Is there anyone else there I can speak to?" Boy whispers, "Yes, the fire department." The cavalry responds, "Can I speak to one of them, please?" The boy whispers back again, "No, they're way too busy." The cavalry, "Is there anyone else there?" The boy whispers back, "The police department's here." The cavalry says, "Well, can I speak to one of them, please?" Boy whispers back, "No, they're way too busy." The cavalry, "Let me get this straight. Your mother, your father, the fire department, the police department are all in your house, and they are all busy? What are they doing?" The boy whispers back, "They're still looking for me." Click. And what I love about that story is that if we are not open and receptive, we're not going to receive our deliverance. We're not going to have the rescue party. We're not going to see those horses coming in over the ridge to, again, break up thoughts within us, feelings within us that are not of our highest nature. So again, are you open and receptive? You see, you can have all the divinity and all the talents, just like our daily word said, but are you using them? Truth teachings demand of us that we use the talents that we have been given. Or are we like the little boys, not receptive? And I think in many ways, we still have that child part of us that is fearful. And when things seem overwhelming to us, kind of we take cover. I'm here to say the cavalry consciousness is available to each and every one of us. But we have to be receptive and allow it to come forth. We need it to come forth and truly help transform each and every one of our lives. From the Jewish scriptures, Psalms 31, verse 15. "My times are in your hand." And what I love about this verse particularly is that when you understand your God relationship, when you understand that you are created out of sacred energies, the image and likeness of God, that is within you. You have within you all this potential. Even though it's latent, and even though it's slumbering within your consciousness, we have the gift through our life, through growth, to allow it to come forth, to really transform our life, to allow us to be happy, to allow us to see the brightness, to see the beautiful world in which we live and move, to see all the blessings that we have that we take for granted. We have no power. I'm here to tell you we have all the power unless we have given it away. We are blamed, or we're blaming individuals for things that happen to us. Remember, blaming is a useless energy. It does not help us grow or expand. What it does is it keeps us stuck. You cannot call the cavalry in, the Christ consciousness, higher illumination, if you're truly still blaming somebody else for your problems. So maybe we need to take into consideration this morning, taking another look at that word forgiveness. Forgiveness. Let's take some real spiritual responsibilities this morning. Real responsibility. We will find the creative power to improve all of our individual life circumstances. So again, know the truth. Call in your own cavalry. That consciousness, that mindset is within us, waiting to be tapped into and used. From the New Testament, this is the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 7. This is written by St. Paul. In all things, showing yourself to be a pattern of good works. We are here to do good works. We are here to do the good that we have been called to do. And you can't do good works if you don't believe you're good. You cannot do good works and really grow and expand into the being that you have come to be during this incarnation if you do not know the good. So maybe you can examine this week what good means to you. What does goodness mean to you? And does it start truly within your own soul self and truly go out forward? We choose to live the best lives we can live if we choose to. So who's making the choice? Who's making the choice? What kind of tribes? What kind of warring factions do you have within your consciousness? We all have naysayers. We all have individuals who are always pointing to the negative. This morning, let's call in a cavalry mindset. Let's disperse those negative thoughts. I'd like to say, too, is when you think of negative thoughts, I really believe truly you need to think of them as corrosive. Corrosive, negative thoughts destroy lives and relationships, and they truly sap energy. We need to let go of all negativity. That means we need to stop judging, except judging in love, like the master teacher Jesus did. We choose how we're going to show up. Again, some ideas about living in a cavalry mindset. Living in a cavalry consciousness sustains us. Who doesn't want to be sustained in this life? Who doesn't want the absolute good to keep appearing in their life season after season? We all do. There are a lot of cavalry living to be done. There's a lot of life within us that we need to claim. We need to achieve. And we can only do it if we are on that vibration of absolute truth. Again, remembering who we are. Again, there's goals to be accomplished this week. There's self-discovery. There's many things that we need to relearn in our life. That's part of the truth journey, to relearn things that we thought we knew. It's part of growing in the evolution of spiritual consciousness, because our soul then progresses. We want our soul to progress and grow. And also we are able to receive the so many blessings that we so deserve. We need to laugh more, because truly when we laugh, magical moments appear in our life. Who does not laugh? Who does not laugh? It's a very important thought, because if you laugh, that means you're at peace with yourself. So I encourage you, divine laughter is very important on this journey. And we need to not only laugh at ourselves, also laugh at our friends and enjoy our friends and family. And that is not being done in a cruel way, it's being done in a joyful way. You know, we have a God relationship with a God that's happy, doesn't have a frown on its face. I have an affirmation I'd like to share with you, and it's, I am the cavalry. I actualize God consciousness. You actualize God consciousness, both you and I, no one else. We activate it. May this be the week. May this Sunday be the day we activate it and delve deeper into the lights and truly the divinity within us that has so much potential. We need to be better soul judges of our own life. We need to look at our life with gentleness. We still adhere to the principles of truth, but we can do it gently. So stop hoping for the cavalry. We are our own cavalry. We are no longer afraid to lose. Life is not about losses. Life is about experiences. We trust each other, and we start trusting ourselves more and more and more. And we do that by having a prayer and meditation practice. Again, challenges make us stronger. We're all called to be strong. We can stay uncomfortable or we can grow. We are not here to be uncomfortable. We're here to grow and expand. And sometimes growth can seem uncomfortable. But it's not. It's part of that thing that spurs us to go forward. It spurs us to achieve. So, what do we still need to let go of or forgive to move forward in our lives? So much of our life is about releasing those ideas or images or relationships or experiences that truly no longer serve us. So that means we need to stop holding grudges. Of course, none of you hold grudges. That means we have to stop having regrets. I know none of you have any regrets. Because what happens is they burden us up and they keep us stuck in the mud, in the muck, that muck of negativity and frustration where we really don't go anywhere. We need to let that go, and we need to create new space in our consciousness so the cavalry can help us usher in new understandings, new visions, new purpose, new possibilities. So again, we need to make mental space. We need to create space in our consciousness, and only we can do that. And that means we need to break up formations or thought clusters that no longer serve us. That's what the cavalry does. So again, we need to know the truth, and let's call in this cavalry consciousness, which is truly a higher vibration. And at a higher vibration, the other things that are lower vibration, they just don't manifest. Truly allows us to step up and move forward. Robert Schuller, the great minister, said, "Welcome problems." That's not a typo. "Welcome problems, for they are the real stimulators to success." And I truly believe that. We need to stop looking at problems as really a dam or truly a pothole in the street, but see it as a challenge, a way to perceive, a way to get through this situation, a way to grow spiritually. See, life problems really motivate us, and it creates in us a possibility thinker. Are you this morning? Are you a possibility thinker? Do you really believe in the good? Or you just mouth it? Do you really believe that we live in a universe of absolute good? That doesn't mean there's things that happen. That doesn't mean that people aren't selfish or negative or show up in ways that we don't like, but we know the essence, the atom and the molecules and the ions that create this universe are based in absolute good. That one idea truly can bring in a cavalry of great understanding into all of our life situations. So we need to develop a cavalry consciousness. And when we do, I will give you some ideas. When you know you're in a cavalry consciousness, some things happen. You become less tense. You stop being so abrupt. You're not so irritable. You're not resentful. You're not jealous. You're not cynical or discouraged when you're confronted with challenging problems. That's who we want to be. That's the side of the road that we want to live on. And I'd like to share with you an idea, and this is from Sue Sicking. She was a Unity minister, from her book, A Letter to Adam. "Remember that life is to live, and your only assignment is to meet what lies before you this day. Live in the now present moment. Don't worry about next week. Next week will take care of itself. Let's live in this moment. Let's take this Sunday. Let's take this day and these 24 hours and use them to the best of our soul's ability." Because we don't want to miss any life moments. We need to really love this world and truly be who we have come to be. Because deep down, we are created out of love. Love truly is our nature. We can let go of the world around us that believes in a tit-tat way of thinking. So again, I challenge you, do you know yourself? Are you willing to call in the cavalry consciousness? I sure hope you are. A very famous woman who actually discovered radium was Madame Curie. Her name was Marie Curie. And I'd like to share this idea with you that she touched me deeply when I was preparing for this talk. Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so we may fear less. If there's anything that you're fearful of, Let's look at square in the eye with a truth eye, and let's see what it is. What are the roots of it? Why is this situation, person, or why do I have these feelings? We don't put a lid on it, but we examine them so we truly can overcome them and truly process. That's what our souls do. And having a meditation and prayer practice helps us do that, helps us to show up as the Christ. Because there is so much truth within us that we do not even, truly have not even tapped. We can follow, and we should follow, the soul guidance, that still small voice within us today. Are you willing to listen? That still small voice is there speaking. Again, are you willing to listen with your Christ ear? Because we truly need to pursue and be on purpose with our life journey, which is truly to call in more of this Calvary understanding of absolute good. So we need to stop begging for crumbs in life. We need to start thanking the universe for all the blessings or the desserts that it offers us. When's the last time you thought of the universe giving you desserts? Maybe this Sunday, this can be a dessert idea, a thought that you're being blessed. And you're going to use that blessing. You're not going to let it escape you. You're going to use it this Sunday. And you're going to say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for a Calvary consciousness that has shown us and shown me that truth. In closing, there's no stalemates. We're always moving forward or backwards, or we're parked someplace. And there's a time to be parked. There's a time to ride the range. There's a time to grow. There's a time to sleep. There's a time to be in the exact moment. But I encourage you, with a Calvary mindset, to always focus on your actions and know that they are based on truth and principle. One power, one presence, one God, one life, one humanity, one joy. The Calvary is a group of highly mobile thought troops or ideas within us. I'd ask you to pray this week about what kind of Calvary troops and thoughts do you have within you. Maybe you need to recruit some higher ideas. Maybe you need to recruit some higher, brighter life images. You control what's in that Calvary consciousness, which we also call the Christ mind. So this morning, keep dreaming, keep growing, and keep delighting in your own individual soul understanding the truth. See your life and see life problems as guidelines, and not as red stop signs. Again, problems are there for us to walk through, to move through. Life is a journey, and growth is caused by meeting these places in our life where we have to stop and reconfigure where we're coming from. And we can do it. We have the power to overcome as the Christ. And I'd like to end with a quote from Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founder. We can learn valuable lessons on every side when our minds are alert. So get busy by using the truth you know. May we truly listen to Myrtle this morning, and may we be alert. And may we use the truth we know. Let's put it to the test. It has to be our own experience. Let's take Myrtle's word for it, and let's use it. Let's be alert, and let's call forth our Calvary mindset, consciousness, this morning. And let's truly ride the valleys, let's ride the plains, let's ride wherever we want to ride, knowing that we are blessed because we are the Christ. Thank you, and God bless. Now is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to bless our love offerings, our gifts, or our tithes. I invite you to take whatever your gift may be, hold it in your hands, and as you put your energy signature into that gift, know it goes forth to bless you. It blesses our church, Unity Way Church, and it goes forth also to bless the Unity movement, and it comes back to us and also to you. You can go to unityway.com and you have our mailing address, or you could go again to unityway.com where you can do a donation electronically. And again, whatever that gift is, just hold it in your hands and know that you're putting the energy of your the Calvary consciousness within it. And it's going forth with a mission of greatness and a mission of positive thinking. And we affirm divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. And we just say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. And now our prayer of protection, I'd like to dedicate it not only for us who are listening in here at this time, but also for our entire world, for all the caregivers during this coronavirus time, and their families and all their extended families and friends. Let us hold them in that sacred space and affirm that the Calvary is supporting them to go through this situation. We're all in this together, and we're all going to get to the other side. So we affirm, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. May you truly be well. May you truly be blessed. May you truly experience a Calvary consciousness of deep, positive energies in your life this week. Again, thank you, and God bless.